Welcome. I am here. We will be starting very quickly.
Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Efren.
I'm gonna just a minute. Okay, it looks like we have 4 participants. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna basically cover Credential Manager, the website, but for the most part, I'm gonna take up the time that I have to talk about Credential Manager itself. I will be sharing the screen. When I share the screen, it will kind of take over your computer. In other words, you won't have access to anything on your computer unless you click on the window up in the upper right-hand corner. When I share the screen, I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Just as in a typical window, you know you have the minimize and you have the window button and you have the X button. Well, you have some of those same options when I share the screen. And you just want to click on the little window box, the second box, or the box directly to the left of the X button. I haven't started sharing the screen yet, but I will in about another minute or two. Looks like we have 4 participants. I do want to welcome everybody here, and I am looking forward to giving this class. I've been preparing for it all week, and like I said initially, what I'm going to be talking about for the most part is the Credential Manager section. I will cover the member menus. I will cover the top menu, and I'll also cover the uh, the uh, I lost my train of thought. I saw the chat and I had a brain fart. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click on the share screen button, and then I'm going to click on the share screen. Now this is what I was talking about before. You should be seeing my screen now, and right here, follow my mouse. If you want to make it a window, just click on that button on the full screen window there, and then size it so it takes up the bulk of your screen so that you can see the things that I'm talking about. Initially, when you first log into the website, and you do not have to be logged in, by the way, in order to follow along. In fact, I would prefer it if you don't. So if you are logged in, you might want to log out or close the tab. Either way, it's fine with me. I just want to let you know you do not have to be logged in. And so when you initially log into Credential Manager, you're put at what I call the dashboard. This is the dashboard right here, and there's quite a bit that you can do from this screen. And in fact, on this screen and many of the screens, you'll see a white question mark that I've just floated my mouse cursor over that will help you to have a better understanding of what's on that page. They're called page helpers. And that's exactly what they do. They help you to understand what's on the page. The very first time you hit the page that has a question mark on it, it will pop up on you like that. In other words, you'll see the actual page helper, but it will only do that once, the very first time you hit the screen. After that, the page helper will only come up if you click on the white question mark. To get rid of it, you can click outside the box, or you can click on the X in the upper right-hand corner of the page helper. The page helpers are pretty helpful. They do give you a very good understanding of what's on the page and how to use that page. Also, from your dashboard here, you do have an account home tick down, and from there you can go to Credential Manager, you can submit a ticket, you can mess with your avatar, you can get to the help files from that deal with the whole system, and a variety of other options, including upgrading your membership, getting into privacy groups, uh, looking at my circle, my charts, notifications, and so forth and so on. The account home tick down is only available on the main screen that you're put at when you log in, which is your member screen or your member.php. If you ever start moving around, like let's say you decide you want to go to affiliate for whatever reason, and you get there, but now you want to go back to your dashboard. You've done what you wanted to do here, and so you're looking to get back to your dashboard. Notice that down below on the bottom of your browser, there are icons. There are quite a few of them actually. And one of the icons, it looks like a control panel, and it's called, and if you float the mouse cursor over it, you'll see that it says dashboard. You'll see that each menu item has a short description as to what it is. This is to get to non-activations in Credential Manager. That's to get to the initial screen in Credential Manager, events, your mail, post to your wall, my circle, and dashboard. So if you click on dashboard, it'll take you right back to the My Account or the dashboard area of your website. So that's a little bit on how you can get around. These icons down below are available no matter where you are in the program. So even if you click on the more up here and go into articles or some other area of the program, you still have dashboard available to you down there below. You can always click on it and get back to your dashboard. You also have that same option with any of the other main items that are in the system. Most of these main pages have a white question mark. The white question mark is on the page helpers are available for the most part for the important pages. Now, if you want to get around to another part of the program, you'll notice that at the top menu there are some options here. The only one that you don't have is ticket. The way that you do your ticket is by highlighting this button down here, which will allow you to give a support ticket, or from your account home, your dashboard, you can float the mouse cursor over submit a ticket and begin the ticket process. I do monitor the tickets. I also have a couple of helper bees that monitor the tickets. And so if you do submit a ticket, you should have an answer pretty quickly, either that day or the next. So that gives you an idea of how you can get additional help from Credential Manager. Now, let's just go ahead and dive right into Credential Manager itself. These options here are pretty self-explanatory. If you want to get to the RSS news feed, you just click on this. If you want to get to the Project Manager, you click on Project. If you want to play a little chess, it's the only game that's on the website. You click on chess. If you want to read the Bible, you click on Bible. If you want to do a search, you click on search. If you want to see some news, some news articles that I publish, you click on news. I'm the only one that can publish a news article. I'm also the only one that can publish an article, which is articles are after you click on the more button. So once you decide you want to go to Credential Manager, you have 4 different ways that you can get there. You can click on the Credential Manager link right here. You can do the account home and click on the Credential Manager link right there. You can click on the shield on your member menu, or you can come here and you can click on Credential Manager right from this tick down or this tick down here in the upper right hand corner. Now, in order to get to Credential Manager, usually I click this. Just a minute here. I'm getting some feedback noise. I've muted your your mics. That way I don't get the feedback noise. So I'm back at the meeting now. If you click on the Credential Manager button, it will open up a new window and put you right here in Credential Manager. I usually that's the first thing that I do when I come to Credential Manager. Now I want you to notice that you have a lot of options here from Credential Manager. The first thing I want to show you is how you can determine how many activations you're allowed. The standard free member is allowed 25 activations. You can have unlimited credentials for each activation, but you're only allowed 25 activations. And by activation, I mean a website that you have configured to work with Credential Manager. And what I mean by that is I'm referring to your credentials, your login credentials, your links, your email associations, your banner codes, and there's even a start page link button that you can configure. And I'll show you how to do that as well in just a few moments. So from here, you can get to every area of your Credential Manager just by clicking on the tick down activations here. You can go to your recent page, you can go to non-activations, you can go to featured, favorites, categories, you can do a search. If you're a pro member, you have the personal websites link available to you, and of course everybody can get to the help accordion. The idea behind Credential Manager is to give you a way to centralize all of your credentials for all of the websites that you go to on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Most people don't have more than 25 websites, so for free, I feel that I've been very generous with the amount of websites that I give to you that you can configure in Credential Manager. This is the public side of Credential Manager. The personal websites is a private side. The difference between the two is here, when you add a website, it goes into the public categories page, which is this page right here, and this is available to everybody. And what I mean by that is that anybody can get to this page and find websites that they're looking for by category. And I'll get back to that in a little bit. Back to Credential Manager. Also, with Credential Manager, you have a way to display your login information right from this page. I want you to direct your attention to this area right here. It's just a single button that says Show. If it says Show, then your login information is not being displayed. If you click on it, notice that here now you see my user and my password for this tester account that I've configured for this demonstration. And also now it says hide. If it says hide, it means you're displaying your user and your password. If you don't want to see that, then you just click on hide and it'll go away. Notice it went right away. And so now you can have a way whereby before you go to the website that you're looking to log in from, and the login button is right there. It's that little right arrow that'll take you right to the login page for these websites that are inside the system. Right now there are 585 websites that are already in the system just waiting for you to activate them. But this gives you a quick and dirty way to show your user, your username, and your password. There's also other options. I'm going to hide that just so that it's not showing. There are also other ways that you can see what your username and password are. You can notice here, you have some buttons here. Each button has a little tooltip that'll tell you what it's for. You have the display button here. You click on the display button, and that'll bring up a little pop-up. This is just a pop-up. That's all it is. You can't edit. You can edit it, but you have to go back to the edit button. This is for displaying the record for the website. Here we got this website called Tester. You can see that the username is user and the password is pass. The top referral URL, and I'll explain what that means in a little bit, is tester.com. It's just what I use to create the website. This is your email. This is whatever email you have configured for this website. And it's the category name that it's in. And then down here, this is important information here, and this is on every website that's inside of this system, with the exception of .gov domains. But every other domain should have whois information. Whois information is pretty darn important because it lets you know when the domain creation date was. In other words, when this website came to be about. Tester.com was created in 1996, June 7th at 4 o'clock. You'll also see the domain registrar, and this is important too, because if you're getting spammed by this site, in other words, you're getting spam email from Tester.com, you don't know who they are, and they're sending you email, you can go to 2Cows and go to their complaint area and send a message to 2Cows and say, hey, this domain is spamming me. And let me tell you, these registrars take that very seriously, and these domains can be in jeopardy of being closed down just because they're spamming you. You also can maybe get a domain phone number, a domain location, in other words, where it's physically located, and the domain service name. And this here, the service created date, this is the date that the service was created in Credential Manager. So I created this on the 18th of April of 2017. And this is the display record. The whois information is only displayed with the display record. It also is displayed when you do a search. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I'm going to go to another thing. Let's say I wanted to log into Traffic G. I also want you to notice that an extra button popped up, and I'm going to show you what each one of these buttons are. Traffic G is a traffic exchange that I sometimes go to every now and then, and you can edit the record just by clicking on this button. You can display the record just by clicking on this button. The visit site is linked to the top referral URL. This is the login button, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You notice that it pops up into a new window, and it takes you right to the login. And if I want to log in here, this make one see and the password came in, and that was done with the browser, with Chrome. Chrome did that. Credential Manager did not do that. Chrome did that. And most browsers will do that for you. Most browsers are configured to put the username and password into the slot once you initially logged into a website. So, and on these websites, I'm going to go ahead and close that window and come back to Credential Manager. On these websites, I manually will go, if the user that created the website isn't me, it's someone else, I am notified, and I go to an administration area of Credential Manager, and I edit the record, and I manually look for the login link if it's not configured properly, and I make it so that when you click on this login button, for the most part, 95% of the time, it's going to take you right to the login link. Here, I'll give you another example. Like, I use MailChimp for doing mail as well as Credential Manager. And so I click on the login button here. Notice it's taking us to loginmailchimp.com. And that's where it'll take you every time you go to MailChimp, whether you're me or whether you're you. If you have MailChimp configured with your Credential Manager, it'll take you right to the login. And again, your browser should bring in that username and password for you if you have it configured with your browser. That's entirely up to you and your browser. This this visit site link, this button, is on activated sites, and it's also on non-activated sites under a different icon, under a handshake icon. But if you float the mouse cursor over it, it says visit site. Now I want to tell you the importance of that button. Many people will come here and they'll be looking for websites that they want to activate. You just click on the pull down and you'll see in alphabetical order all of the websites that are here that I have not activated. So your non-activations, if you've never activated a site, would have all 585 websites inside of it. So let's say I wanted to activate my paying ads, but before I activated it, I wanted to look at it. I wanted to visit the site. My paying ads, whoever added it, they have the top referral URL. What I mean by that is when you click on the add website button here, this is the add website button, and the website is not already inside the system, and you put in a referral URL for that website, that referral URL, typically what that is an affiliate link. In other words, that's your link for anyone that would go there to visit the website and that might be contemplating joining it. And if they do, they would be joining underneath you. Well, if you were the one that added the website to Credential Manager, in other words, it wasn't in the system, and you put it in new, then guess what? You get the top referral URL. And when we go back to the activations, you know that you have the top referral URL simply by, I'll go back to the tester. I'm going to go back to the tester website because that's the only one I can display. And if I display it, notice it says top referral URL. You will only see that if you are the owner. In other words, you are the one that added the website. And the significance of that is it gives you a little bit of an affiliate process within Credential Manager. It's kind of like having beachfront property. You know, or beachfront property, there's only so many properties on the beachfront. Well, with each website that's added, it's there forever. It's publicly accessed by anybody. If anybody goes to the non-activations and clicks on the visit site, or even here and activate it, if they've activated it and they click on the visit site, they're going to be going to the referral URL of the person that added the website. So it's a benefit to you to add websites that are new to the system. You do have to be careful what websites you do add because it is publicly accessed. I do have it so that known scams are filtered, and if you try to add a known scam, then that site that you'll get a message up that comes up saying you can't add it. I'll show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and click on the add website. And I'm going to try and add Traffic Monsoon. Hopefully this will work. It should work. No, it didn't. Either Traffic Monsoon isn't in there. I'm going to go back. So we had our first thing that's broken. Oh, no, it's not broken. I keyed it in wrong. Now it's keyed in right. Hopefully it'll work this time. See, we got a domain notification telling me that this domain has been added to a holding area and is a flagged website. You can't add it. And the reason for that is Traffic Monsoon is a known scam. In fact, they're under receivership right now, and The people that own it are in deep doo-doo. So let's go back to activations. And activations is where you initially start, where you see all the services that you have activated with the buttons below them. Now I want you to also notice that these buttons are blue. Remember when we were in non-activations, the buttons were red. If it's anything is red, you have not activated it. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go to recent. Recent, what that is a listing of all of the websites that have been added within the last 30 days. See where it says last 30 days? And I want you to notice that some are blue. The blue ones are ones that I have activated. The red ones are the ones that I have not activated. So you see quite a few are blue, but some of them are red. And so the red ones are non-activated. So you can quickly identify which sites are activated and which sites are not activated just by the color of the button. And if I wanted to activate $7 ads, all I'd have to do is just click on this plus button. If I don't want to activate it and I want to go to another website that I haven't activated, like say I wanted to activate lead pages, notice that lead pages comes right in. You can display the record, which will show you the, should show you the, yeah, shows you the who is information. So you see when lead pages was actually created, which is on May 16th, 2013. They're only 4 years old. And they're a pretty popular website. In any event, that's how you tell what's activated and what's not activated, just simply by the color of the buttons that are available for you to use. So let's go back to, let's go back to activations. Go back to our little tester record. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of show you or give you an idea of what you can do with this thing, what you can do with Credential Manager. It's a pretty powerful tool. I use it every day. It keeps me straight not only with my login information, my usernames and passwords, but it gives me a recovery or a retrieval process for all the things that I do on the internet. By that I mean, do the display. Not only do we see the username and password, but we also see the referral URLs. You can have as many referral URLs configured for any record as you need. If you got 50 of them, you can put 50 of them in here. If you only got one, you can put one in here. It doesn't have to be a referral URL too. It can be any link. It can be a social link. It could be a blog link. It could be a video link, a YouTube link. I don't know how much time I have left. Oh, I'm approaching. I have about 12 minutes left. So here in the referral URLs, it's basically a place where you can put any link that you want to store. And this gives you a quick and dirty way to get to that link without you do not have to log into the website to find it. And that's one of the issues that I was running into back in 2002 when I created this process. As I found myself trying to get an affiliate link, I had to log into the website. Then I had to remember where it was. It wasn't always on the main page. Sometimes you had to dig for it. Or if I was looking for banner code, I would have to dig for it. And so here, we don't have any banner code. But if we wanted to put banner code in it, wouldn't be all that hard. I can get some banner code right here from going to the affiliate area, then going to banners. Hopefully it'll draw up pretty quickly. And then I want to show the banner code thing. And this is, you know what? I don't want to show this one. I want to show this one, the safe and secure. And I click in here. I right click it. That's how I got this box. I right clicked it. Once you click in it, it selects all. You right click it and click on copy. And you come back. Oops. Come back to Credential Manager. I used the back button because it was faster than, and it put me back to tester. Then I click on Edit Tester. Now this, you would traditionally put something like this. If you got it from Credential Manager, you'd put it in your Credential Manager activation. Yes, you want to activate Credential Manager. You right-click the box, that pastes it, you name it. I'm going to call it Safe and Secure because that's the name of the banner. I'm going to click on Update. And when you click on Update, it doesn't look like anything's happening, but something's happening. It just takes a couple of seconds and it goes away. And now, guess what? That information is in the record. It didn't refresh the screen because I had that specifically done that way. So now, if you want to get this information again, you just highlight it with your mouse like I did. You right-click on it, you copy it, and then you paste it wherever you want to embed this code into your website or into whatever process you're using this code for. Notice that the safe and secure name that I put there is right there. So I know I have an idea of what this banner is for, what it represents. And that's true with all of these four options. You can name them. You can name login, the username and password, the links, the email. And the reason why I have more than one email is because I have more than one email. And sometimes I'll use one email address for one website and I'll use another email address for another website. But guess what? 6 months from now, I have no clue what email address I configured for what website. But once I put it into here, I don't have to have a clue. I can just click on the display button for the website that I want to look at, and I'll see the email that I used for that website. So it's a pretty handy tool. It really is. It gives you a way to deal with a lot of things that you're dealing with by having to log into the websites. This keeps you from having to log into the websites to get the banner code, to get the affiliate link, to try to remember what email association you had, to try to deal with the username and password. You have all of that information right here under these buttons here. Now you have a couple of extra buttons here that you can use that are kind of cool. One of them is the favorite button. If I wanted to favorite this website, and what do I mean by favorites, is there's a page set up for favorites. It kind of gives you a way if you want to just deal with the websites that you traditionally go to on a daily basis, you can favorite them and then go to the favorites page and you'll have all of your favorites right there in front of you on a single page. And so that's the idea behind favoriting. And all you have to do is just click on this little heart. That little heart will heart it. Notice that it says that the heart is filled in now, and when I float the mouse cursor over it, it says unfavorite. If I go to favorites, I have 22 favorite services. And there's tester. I can even unfavorite it from here. I can display it, I can edit it, I can go to the top referral URL, I can log in, and the administrator is the only one that has the option to feature or unfeature a website. And the reason for that is because when this the feature process was initially set up, I had to make a decision as to whether I wanted to accept duplications or not. And I decided to allow duplications in case I ever wanted to allow other people to use the feature button. But since then, I've thought about it, and I think that it would be just too confusing to allow people to feature and to have multiple websites in the feature. So only I can feature, only an admin level can feature any websites. So again, the whole idea behind Credential Manager is to give you a way to configure your websites with the information that you're dealing with on a daily, weekly, monthly, semi-annually, yearly basis. There are some websites that I just run into that look kind of cool. I'll join them and I won't even think about them for another 6 months or a year even. But you know what? If I join them, I put them in here. I activate them. I put them inside the website. I'll add them, and then I put in my credentials. And that way, 6 months or a year from now, if I want to go back to that website, then I can. And notice I have 160 services activated, and my activations allowed, of course, is unlimited because I'm at an admin level. If you want unlimited websites, in other words, if you have more than 25 websites that you're going to on a regular basis, then you might want to consider upgrading to CM Pro. And the upgrade to CM Pro gives you quite a bit of access. So for the most part, that concludes the meeting. I'm at pretty much at the 40, almost at the 40-minute mark. So I'm going to go back to the Okay, so Barb lost Barb lost it. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Okay, I've unmuted your microphone so you guys can talk again.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
It's been very informative, Michael. Very simple interface. Getting being very organized. So that I appreciate that aspect, and as you get used to it, obviously it allows me to be, for me personally, everyone, it allows me to be a little bit more organized as I do other things, and that way I'm not lost at things. So very simplistic, but to the point. So I appreciate the info.
Barbara, were you able to hear it, or did sound go out on you? Half, okay. So you heard about half of it. I did record it. I'm not sure how the recording went, to be honest. I don't know if you know about videos and recording, but videos and recording are kind of iffy. So I'm hoping it made it. If it did, I will find a way to post it. If it didn't, I'll make an announcement in Skype that it didn't make it. Lynn, did this help you?
Yes, it did very much. Thanks, Michael.
Because you were the one that requested this.
Yeah. I hope I'm not the only one that was requesting this, but I appreciate it, and I thank you for putting it together. You did a lot of work on this, and I'm impressed.
Well, there's actually a little more coming. I still have 2 or 3 more upgrades coming to the site. I'm putting in right now we're having a reporting function put in. I've told you guys about that. I'm also going to probably put in a way to make it so that after you've logged into a site that's not in Credential Manager, it'll ask you if you want to add it or activate it. If you've logged into a site that's in Credential Manager that you have not activated, it'll ask you if you want to activate it. Then also, there's one other option that I can't think of right now. but those are the two that I can think of. The reporting function. The reporting function is going to be in the affiliates area. It'll be an extra link in the affiliates area called report tracking or something like that. And it'll give you the ability to track any link, any credential manager link that you're using to promote whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a blog link or an event link or your profile link or the landing page link. And it'll track if you put in with your rep your affiliate link ID, or the rep underscore AQB equals your member ID, then it'll track that for wherever it came from. And so you'll have a way of seeing the activity that you have on any promotions that you're doing for your credential manager. Well, I'm very surprised I got it all done within 40 minutes. I'm gonna
I want to thank you, Michael. It's been very informative and a lot of things to apply. So I thank you very much for your time.
Well, if you guys think it was beneficial, I'd be glad to do another one in another month.
Oh, definitely we'll keep that in mind, and in any way we can assist you in another aspect. And I appreciate one thing before I go, that you're trying to keep the site very informative, very intuitive, and obviously beneficial for any, particularly obviously from a legal nature of a business, and perhaps, like I said, maybe obviously everything that you've added and all the effort, and very informative, not just in terms of the news, but it's very encouraging to see that. So I appreciate the effort and time you put into it.
No, well, you're welcome. I'm glad that it was helpful to you, Efren.
And Len and Paul and Bob, I'm sure they're very appreciative as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting so that the recording isn't too long. So right now I'm clicking on the end meeting, and again, I want to thank you guys for participating. It was a pleasure to show you what Credential Manager is all about. Hope you have a good one, and we'll talk to you on Skype.
I thank you.
Thanks again.
Take care.
You're welcome.